The stars above Zorenthia glowed like sparks from a fire. The planet was full of tall towers and wide arenas. The galactic trials were coming, and aliens from many worlds had gathered. They came to watch the greatest warriors fight in the arena. On this world, strength and speed meant everything. Captain Lyrixa stood at the edge of the main arena. She was tall and strong, with red armor and glowing yellow eyes. She was the champion of the Valkyrie Dominion, a proud and powerful alien race. She crossed her arms and looked at the list of fighters. Her sharp teeth showed as she laughed. Earth. They dare send a human, she said. This must be a joke. Beside her, a short alien official nodded. The humans have accepted the invitation. Their fighter arrives tomorrow. Good, Lyrixa said with a smirk. I will enjoy breaking him in front of the council. On a ship near the edge of the system, Ethan Brooks looked out of a window. He wore a simple grey shirt and pants. He didn't look like a warrior. His hands were calloused from years of work as a mechanic. His brown eyes were calm. He breathed slowly and quietly. Commander Leah Grant walked up to him. She wore a black uniform and carried a datapad. We arrive soon. Ah. You ready, Ethan? He turned to her. I'm not here to win. I'm here to show them. She nodded. They won't see you coming. Dr. Owen Carter joined them. He was tall and wore glasses. He looked at Ethan with a worried face. Just remember, don't push too far. You know what happened last time. I remember, Ethan said. I'll be careful. The ship landed the next day. As Ethan stepped off the ramp, many eyes watched him. Warriors from different planets laughed. They saw a quiet man with slow steps. They didn't see a fighter. They saw a joke. Lyrixa stood with the other champions. She raised her voice. Is this Earth's best? This ... slow one. The crowd laughed. Ethan looked at her but said nothing. He walked past them and entered the arena grounds. Commander Grant spoke in a low voice. They don't know what you can do. That's why it will work, Ethan said. Later that evening, a message arrived from Lyrixa. She had chosen to fight Ethan herself in the final exhibition match. It was rare for champions to fight newcomers, but Lyrixa wanted to make an example of him. Dr. Carter frowned. She wants to crush him in front of the whole galaxy. Leah looked at Ethan. Will you be ready? Ethan smiled. I'm always ready. As night fell on Zorenthia, the arena lights turned red. Thousands of aliens filled the stands. Holograms showed past fights, loud music echoed, and fire lit up the sky. But Ethan stayed in his small room, sitting with eyes closed. He breathed slowly, heart steady. He thought about the project. Years ago, he had joined a test group on Earth. Scientists had tried to increase human reaction speed using neural syncing. It had worked too well on him. He moved normally, but his mind moved faster, much faster. The world seemed slow to him now. That was why he had left everything and disappeared. Until now. The next morning, the sun rose over the tall towers. Ethan walked alone through the quiet halls. The walls were cold metal, and the floor hummed under his feet. He looked at the names of champions etched into stone. He didn't care about glory. He just wanted them to understand, from a balcony above. Lyrixa watched him. She narrowed her eyes. Strange, she said to herself. He doesn't walk like a warrior, but he doesn't walk like prey either. Ethan returned to his room. Leah and Dr. Carter were there. The match is tomorrow, Leah said. Ethan nodded. Then, tomorrow they'll see. Outside, in the glowing city of Zorenthia, the crowd waited. News spread fast. A human was going to fight the Valkyrie champion. Everyone thought it would be quick. Everyone thought it would be funny. But Ethan Brooks was not what they thought he was. And soon the galaxy would learn what Earth had become. Ethan woke early. The arena was quiet in the morning. The air was cool and still. He stood at the window and watched the sun rise over the towers. Today was his first match. Today, the galaxy would begin to understand. Leah entered the room with a cup of coffee. "Big day," she said. Ethan nodded. "It starts now." Dr. Carter came in, holding a small device. "Just checking your vitals one more time," he said. Ethan held out his arm. "Still human, Doc. Just ... A little different. Very different," Carter replied. "You process time 10 times faster than normal. Just stay inside the safe limit." Ethan gave a small smile. "I remember." Later that morning, they walked through the arena tunnels. The walls were made of black stone. Bright lights lined the ceiling. Loud cheers came from above. The crowd was ready. Leah walked beside Ethan. "Your opponent is a Bruyan warrior, big, fast, and mean." "Sounds fun," Ethan said. When they entered the waiting zone, the noise grew louder. On the far side stood a tall alien with green skin and thick arms. He was covered in armor and held a heavy axe. He looked at Ethan and laughed. "You are the human," the Bruyan said. "You will not last 5 seconds." Ethan looked at him and said, "Nothing." He just stepped forward. The gate opened. The arena lights turned bright. The 2 fighters walked out into the center. The crowd roared. Many aliens stood, pointing and shouting. A voice echoed across the arena. "Match 3 begins now. Earth's Ethan Brooks versus Bruyan warriors on." Ethan stood still. Zahn lifted his axe and growled. The signal sounded. Zahn rushed forward. His axe came down fast. The crowd gasped, but Ethan moved aside, smooth and quick. The axe missed. Zahn turned and swung again. Ethan stepped back, just out of reach. Then he stepped forward and tapped the Bruin on the shoulder. It wasn't a punch, just a tap. Zahn looked confused. Ethan moved again, fast. He ducked under the next swing and moved behind the Bruyan. He stood there for a moment. Zahn turned and charged. Ethan stepped sideways, and the Bruyan ran past him. The crowd began to quiet. Something was wrong. This wasn't how it was supposed. To go, Ethan still hadn't thrown a punch. Zahn shouted and spun in a wild circle. He tried to hit Ethan with all his strength, but Ethan leaned, ducked, and moved before the axe even came close. Then Ethan struck. A quick jab to the side. Zahn stumbled. Another tap to the leg. He fell to one knee. One more hit to the back of the neckhand. Zahn dropped, groaning. The arena was silent. Then came the cheers. Not laughter, not mocking, but cheers. Some stood and clapped. Others looked at each other in surprise. Ethan turned and walked away. In the waiting area, Lyrixa watched the screen. Her face was hard. How did he do that? Her second in command, Vec, replied, "He's not strong, he's not fast, but he moves before the attack happens. It's like he sees it coming. Or like he sees time differently," Lyrixa said. "Interesting." Back in their quarters, Leah was smiling. "That was perfect. You didn't even try to show off." "I'm not here to show off," Ethan said. "I'm here to teach." Dr. Carter looked serious. They're already talking. The other fighters are nervous. Ethan nodded. "Good. Let them be." Later that night, the arena news showed replays of Ethan's fight. Experts from different planets argued over what happened. Some said he used hidden tech. Others said he had special implants, but the humans knew the truth. Ethan's mind just worked differently. He sat alone in his room, thinking. He didn't enjoy fighting. He didn't like the attention. But he knew this was important. The galaxy thought humans were weak, that Earth was slow, that they could push humans around. They were wrong. The next day, Lyrixa sent a message to the council. She wanted to fight Ethan in the final match. She claimed it would be an honor to defeat the human in front of all. The council agreed. Ethan read the message. He looked calm. Leah said, "She wants to crush you." "She wants to understand," Ethan replied. "She just doesn't know it yet." Dr. Carter sighed. "She's fast, Ethan, and deadly. Be careful," Ethan smiled. "She's not faster than time." Outside, the city lights glowed in the night. Word spread quickly. The human had won, and the champion wanted a fight. The galaxy was watching, and Ethan Brooks was ready. The arena was quiet in the early hours. Workers cleaned the floors. The lights above flickered as systems reset. But even in the silence, whispers filled the space. Everyone was talking about the human. Ethan's name was now known in every corner of the station. Many still laughed, but now it was nervous laughter. Others watched the recordings of his fight, replaying every move. The way he dodged, the way he struck, the way he seemed to know what would happen before it happened. In the human quarters, Leah sat at a table, sipping tea. Dr. Carter stared at a tablet screen, reading messages from Earth. "They want updates," he said. "Everyone back home is watching." Now, Ethan stood nearby, stretching slowly. "They'll get more than updates soon," he said. Leah smiled. "Your next fight is tomorrow. They've paired you with a Yargan brute. Big, armored, and angry." "Exactly," she said. Dr. Carter looked worried. "You were careful in the first match, but the next one will be harder." "If you make one mistake, I won't," Ethan said calmly. "He'll swing fast, but his eyes will show the movement before the muscles react." "I'll read that." Carter shook his head. "It still amazes me how you do that." Ethan looked at him. "It's not magic, just time. I have more of it inside my head." That evening, Ethan walked the halls of the arena alone. Warriors trained with weapons. Robots rolled by with supplies. Some fighters glared at him. Others looked away. He passed a group of younger alien trainees. One of them pointed. "That's him. The human who doesn't fight." Another said, "He doesn't need to. The fight happens around him." Ethan walked past without saying a word. In another part of the arena, Lyrixa watched a large screen. It showed Ethan's first match on loop. Her eyes followed every move. Entered the room. "He fights tomorrow. Against the Yargan named Gore." Lyrixa nodded. "That will show us more. Gore is fast for his size. Let's see how the human handles that." Vec paused. "You're still sure you want to fight him in the final?" Lyrixa turned to him. "He is different. I want to understand why, and the only way to know is to fight him myself." The next day arrived. The arena was packed. Lights danced across the sky dome. The announcer's voice echoed loudly. Match 5. Earth's Ethan Brooks versus Gore of Yarga. Gore stepped into the arena. He was massive, with thick armor plates on his shoulders and arms. His fists were the size of Ethan's head. Ethan walked in calmly, wearing only light gear. No armor, no helmet, just a simple suit with a sensor belt. The crowd went wild. Some cheered, some booed. Others just watched with wide eyes. The match began. Gore didn't wait. He ran straight toward Ethan, swinging both arms. His fists slammed into the ground where Ethan had just been dot. Ethan moved, fast but not wild. Every step was controlled. He dodged left, then right. He ducked and turned, avoiding every punch. Gore roared in anger. He swung faster, harder, but Ethan stayed one step ahead. Then Ethan moved close. He touched Gore's side with 2 fingers. A weak spot GOR spun, trying to grab him, but Ethan dropped low and moved behind him. He tapped the back of Gore's knee. The big alien stumbled. Ethan stepped back and waited. Gore charged again. His foot landed where Ethan had stood. But Ethan was already 10 feet away. The crowd gasped. Even the announcer was silent for a moment. Then, with one quick movement, Ethan rushed forward, jumped, and hit a nerve point on Gore's neck. The Yargan dropped with a thud. Silence. Then came the cheers. Leah stood up and clapped. Dr. Carter raised both hands. Lyrixa, watching from her room, narrowed her eyes. "He moves like a shadow," Vec whispered. "No," Lyrixa replied. "Shadows follow. Light he moves, like something beyond light." Back in the human quarters, the mood was calm. Leah smiled as Ethan sat down. "Another win," Ethan nodded. "They're watching now. They're starting to think." Dr. Carter looked serious. "They still don't understand how, and that scares them." "Good," Ethan said. "Sometimes fear brings respect." A message came from the council. The final match was confirmed. Lyrixa versus Ethan. The whole galaxy would watch. It would be live on every system. Leah read the message aloud. "They're calling it the Battle of Thought versus Strength." Ethan leaned back in his chair. "They think it's about thought. It's about time." Outside, stars lit the sky. Ships arrived from far worlds. All eyes were turning to the final match. Ethan Brooks was no longer just a name. He was a question the galaxy could not answer, and soon Lyrixa would try to solve the mystery with her own hands. The days passed quickly. The final match was near. Across the galaxy, people waited. Every news channel showed images of Ethan Brooks and Captain Lyrixa. One was calm and quiet. The other was strong and fierce. Ethan stayed in his room, training in silence. He moved slowly, practicing each step. His hands moved with care, like he was dancing. Leah sat nearby, watching. "You don't seem nervous," she said. "I'm not," Ethan replied. "This fight isn't about winning. It's about showing the truth." Dr. Carter entered the room. He held a datapad. "Lyrixa has made a statement. She says she will prove humans don't belong here." Ethan smiled a little. "Let her talk." Carter looked worried. "She is strong, Ethan. She has trained since childhood. She is fast, and she has never lost." Ethan nodded. "She sees the world like a soldier. I see it like a puzzle." In her chamber, Lyrixa stood before a large mirror. Her red armor shined under the lights. Vex stood at the door. "Everything is ready," he said. "The arena is full. The council is watching." "Good," Lyrixa said. "The human is strange. He moves like wind. But wind cannot stop fire." Vex stayed quiet. She turned. "He is not weak, I admit that. But I have fought monsters. I have faced death. He will fall." The arena lights glowed bright. Ships hovered above. Screens showed the faces of leaders from many worlds. The final match was more than a fight. It was a test of what humans were. Ethan stood at the gate. Leah gave him a small nod. "No matter what happens," she said, "you've already changed things." Ethan looked at her. "I'll do what I came to do." The gates opened. The sound of thousands of voices rose into the sky. The floor of the arena was smooth and black. Symbols from many races were carved into the stone. Ethan walked forward slowly. Across from him, Lyrixa stepped into the arena. Her armor glowed. Her eyes locked on him. The voice of the arena spoke. Final match. Captain Lyrixa of the Valkyrie Dominion versus Ethan Brooks of Earth. The crowd cheered. Lyrixa drew her twin blades. She spun them in her hands. Ethan stood still. The signal sounded. Lyrixa rushed forward. Her blades moved fast. One came from the left, the other from the right. Ethan moved to the crowd. It looked like he vanished. One moment he was there. The next, he was a few steps away. Lyrix's blades hit only air. She turned, fast, and swung again. Ethan dodged every move she made. He avoided. He stepped lightly, barely making a sound. The crowd went silent. Lyrixa growled. She threw one blade. Ethan ducked. It flew past him. She charged again. Ethan waited. Just before she struck, he stepped aside and touched her arm. She stumbled. He moved again, behind her. A soft tap to her leg. She spun and kicked, but he was already gone. The fight continued. She attacked with all her power. Ethan never hit hard. He only moved, dodged, and tapped. Over and over, after many minutes, Lyrixa was breathing hard. Her armor was scratched. Her movements slower. Ethan stood calm. Then, for the first time, he attacked. A fast jab to her shoulder. A second to her side. A third to her back. Each hit light, but exact. Lyrixa dropped one blade. She stepped back. "What are you?" she asked, her voice low. "I'm human," Ethan said, "but I see time differently." She blinked. "You're not stronger than me. You're not faster. But you always move before I do. Because I've already seen your move," he replied. "I see it before your body moves. I have more time in every moment." She looked at him. For the first time, she didn't look angry. She looked curious. "You never wanted to beat me," she said. "No," Ethan said. "I wanted you to understand." She dropped her second blade. The arena was silent. The voice spoke again. "Match ends. Captain, Lyrixa yields. Victory to Ethan Brooks of Earth." The crowd stood. Some clapped. Some stared in silence. The moment was bigger than a fight. Ethan helped Lyrixa to her feet. She looked at him and gave a short nod. "Earth is not weak. You fight with the mind." "We fight to be seen," Ethan replied. Back in the human quarters, Leah smiled. Dr. Carter let out a deep breath. "It's done," Leah said. "Not just the match," Carter added. "The galaxy sees us now." Ships flew past the arena. Messages filled the network. Everyone talked about the human who moved like time itself. Ethan sat alone in his room. He looked out at the stars. He didn't care about fame. He only wanted one thing: respect for Earth. And now they had it. The next day, the arena was quiet. The crowds were gone, the lights dim. Only the wind moved across the stone floor. But in every corner of the galaxy, people still talked about the fight. Ethan Brooks had not only won, he had changed something. He showed that humans were not slow or weak. They were something new, something the galaxy did not expect. In a quiet room, Ethan sat with Leah and Dr. Carter. A news screen showed images from the match. Messages from other planets filled the screen. "Look at this," Leah said. "There are requests for interviews, training offers, even diplomatic visits." Dr. Carter nodded. Earth has the attention of the galaxy now. That was the goal, wasn't it? Ethan said nothing. He just looked out the window. Leah watched him. "You don't look happy," Ethan shrugged. "I didn't want to become a symbol. I just wanted to show them the truth." "And you did," Carter said. "But now they want more." There was a knock at the door. A young officer entered. "Captain Lyrixa is here. She requests to speak with Ethan." Ethan stood. "Let her in." A moment later, Lyrixa walked in. She was not wearing armor. She wore simple clothes. Her expression was serious. "I come with respect," she said. Ethan nodded. "Thank you." Lyrixa looked at Leah and Carter. "May I speak to him alone?" Leah hesitated, but nodded. She and Carter stepped out. Lyrixa sat across from Ethan. "I came to say something important. When I fought you, I was angry. I thought you insulted our ways, but now I see it differently." Ethan listened. "You didn't fight with pride. You fought with purpose. You didn't try to defeat me. You tried to reach me. That's rare. I wanted you to see the truth," Ethan said. "That humans can be strong, but in a different way." Lyrixa nodded, "And I saw it. Others will too. I've already received messages from other commanders. They are asking questions about Earth." Ethan leaned back. "That's a start." She looked at him. "They want to understand you, but they are also afraid." "They should be," Ethan said softly. "Not because we are dangerous, but because we are changing, and change scares people." She stood. "If war ever comes, I hope Earth is on my side." Ethan stood too. "We don't want war, but we won't run from it either." Lyrixa gave a short nod and left. Later, in a council chamber on Zoranthia, the galactic leaders met. Screens showed replays of Ethan's fight. A tall alien from the Yargan spoke first. "We underestimated Earth. That mistake should not happen again." A blue-skinned delegate from the Kryn added, "The human didn't use weapons. He used time. This must be studied." Others nodded. A representative from Earth joined the meeting. It was a woman named Natalie Brooks, Ethan's older sister. "Earth has always asked to be treated as equal," she said. "Now we've shown that we are." The Valkyrie ambassador stood. "Captain Lyrixa has confirmed the human was fair. We must accept Earth's place." The council agreed. A vote was held. Earth would now have a full seat at the table. A voice among the galaxy's powers. Back in the human quarters, Leah Carter and Ethan watched the announcement. "We did it," Leah whispered. Ethan nodded. "We opened a door." Carter smiled. "You know what this means, right? Earth can send students, scientists, soldiers. We can learn from the galaxy and teach them too." Ethan looked out the window. "Let's hope we teach peace first." That night, a party was held in the honor hall. Lights glowed in soft colors. Music from many worlds played. Foods from different planets filled the tables. Ethan stood near a wall, away from the center. He watched others laugh, talk, and eat. Leah came to him. "You should enjoy this. It's for you." "I don't need a party," he said. She smiled. Maybe not, but the people do. They need to feel hope. He nodded. Then I'm glad they have it. Aliens came to greet him. Some bowed. Some asked questions. Others simply looked at him with respect. One young fighter said, "You didn't win with strength. You won with control. That means something." Ethan shook his hand. "It means there are many ways to win." As the party continued, Dr. Carter raised a glass to Earth, to peace, and to the human who taught the galaxy to look again. Everyone clapped. Ethan smiled quietly. The night ended. The lights dimmed. The stars above shined bright dot. Ethan walked alone through the empty halls. He paused and looked out at the sky. The mission was complete, but something had started. A new path for Earth, a new future, and though Ethan did not seek fame or power, he had become something more, a symbol of what it meant to be human. Asterisk days passed after the final match. Ethan stayed on Zoranthia, even though the tournament was over. The council had given Earth a seat, and new meetings had started. But Ethan did not attend them. He stayed quiet, watching from the side. Leah and Dr. Carter worked with other human officials, meeting leaders from different worlds. They spoke about science, trade, and peace. But everyone still asked one thing first. What makes the human? Fighters so fast. They asked the question again and again. Some believed Ethan used hidden tools. Others said it was ancient Earth magic. Only a few understood the truth. Ethan trained each morning. He walked through empty gardens, moving slowly, breathing deep. His steps were light, his body calm. One day, Leah came to him. "They want you to speak at the council," she said. Ethan shook his head. "I've already said everything I needed to. They want to hear from you again. They want to understand." Ethan looked at the sky. "I didn't come here to be a hero. I came to show them what humans can become." "And you did," she said. "But now they need a voice. Someone to speak for those who can't move like you, but think like you." He thought for a moment. Then he nodded. That afternoon, the great hall was full. Aliens of many shapes and colors filled the seats. Floating cameras recorded every word. Ethan walked to the center. He wore no armor, no weapons, just simple clothes and calm eyes. He stood there for a moment, silent. Then he spoke. "When I came here, I was called slow, weak, small. Many laughed. Some still do. That's fine. We humans have always been laughed at in the beginning." The hall was silent. "I am not strong. I am not fast in the way you understand. But I see time differently. My thoughts move faster than my steps. That is the result of a project Earth once began, then stopped because we were afraid. I am not a machine. I am not perfect. But I am proof that humans can adapt. We can learn. We can change." A few aliens whispered to each other. Ethan continued. "This power I have, it came with a price. I see too much, too fast. I have to slow myself to speak, to walk, to sleep. But I accept that, because it lets me protect others." He looked around. "I don't want fear. I want understanding. Earth is not here to rule. We are here to grow with all of you." He stepped back. There was silence for a long moment. Then one alien stood. It was a thin being with 4 arms and soft blue skin. "You speak with peace, yet you fight like a storm. I respect that." Others nodded. Then applause started. Quiet at first, then louder. Ethan gave a small bow and walked away. Later, in their quarters, Leah said, "That was the right thing to do. Dr. Carter added, "They're starting to see us differently now. Not as a threat, but as partners." Ethan didn't say much. He just smiled. The next morning, a visitor came to see Ethan. It was a young alien cadet from the Valkyrie. He stood straight and nervous. "Captain Lyrixa sent me," the cadet said. "She wishes to train with you." Ethan raised an eyebrow. "Train with me?" "Yes. She believes there is more to learn. She wants to understand how you move, how you think." Ethan nodded. "Then tell her to meet me at the gardens tomorrow." The next day, Lyrixa arrived in simple clothes. Her armor was gone. She bowed her head slightly. "I come as a student today," she said. Ethan nodded. "Then we begin." They trained together every morning. Ethan did not teach her how to fight faster. He taught her how to think slower, to breathe, to wait, to feel the moment before the moment. It was hard for her. She had always rushed, always struck first. But day by day, she began to understand. Other warriors watched. Some joined the lessons. Slowly, a group formed fighters from different planets, learning a new way, not the way of power, the way of patience. One evening, Leah watched them train. "You're building something new," she said to Ethan. He nodded. "A new path. One where fighting isn't about crushing others, but about understanding yourself." Dr. Carter smiled. Maybe that's what Earth is really bringing to the stars. And Ethan, once seen as slow, had become something else. A teacher, a guide, a symbol of what humans could become when they stopped trying to be like others, then became more of themselves. The galaxy was changing, and this time, Earth was part of it.